What is up, everyone? Hope you're doing amazing. Today we're gonna help some of you new Rogue Company noobs out there and go over the top 10 tips that'll turn you from this into this. But of course, before we do help you out, be sure to subscribe for daily Rogue Company content, as well as go give the like button a high five. Tip number 1 is please play the tutorial, whether you've already started playing and just went over it, or if this is quite literally your first time on the game. Go play the tutorial. It fully goes over each and every single small function within the game that you'll need to know. Obviously, if you're an avid gamer, majority of these concepts and functions won't be brand new, but it's still nice to go hop over here during your first time on the game and get a feel for everything. Next up, at number 2 is the shooting range. Before you go play online and make your teammates suffer, just take like 10 to 15 minutes out of your day to stop here and practice. It gives you unlimited money and access to every single rogue, even if you haven't bought them, so you can really come here, practice a particular weapon, rogue, or just anything you really need to work on. Sticking with the topic of rogues, our third tip is to pick a rogue and know them. Each rogue has their own set of abilities, weapons, gadgets, and perks. After you've messed around in the shooting range and got a real feel for a rogue you like, go over and check out what their entire kit is made up of. Doing this is only going to help you in the long run, because knowing what your rogue consists of lets you put your full focus on the match when you're in the game. If not, you're going to be looking like the dad who always has to look at the controller to make sure they're pressing the correct buttons. Tip number 4 is going to be actually using those gadgets and abilities we just talked about. Many people hop into a match, buy a gun, some perks, and maybe a melee, and then just upgrade them throughout the match and leave out the gadgets, and that's awful. These things are crucial to yourself and honestly your team as a whole. For example, Fixer's thermal vision ability is amazing and everything, but using his cluster smoke gadget makes it even better because it provides him cover while using it. Also, don't forget about your ability. When it's charged up, keep that in the back of your mind and keep it ready to be used. Our next few tips are about using some of those in-game functions you learned about in the tutorial, and tip number 5 specifically is about rolling. Using this will only make you a better player in the long run and will help you immensely during those intense gunfights, because if things get too heated, just roll behind some cover and boom, you're safe. You can also roll into gunfights, and this is effective because you're making yourself a moving target, and the rolling animations are quick in Rogue Company, so you can do it, easily pop out, get a kill, and then maybe roll back into some cover. Tip number 6 is about swapping shoulders. Rogue Company is a third-person game, and obviously you have the ability to see over your shoulders, and being able to swap your point of view while doing this is going to give you a great advantage. I can almost promise you 99% of the users are using the shoulder swapping function, so if you're not, then it's really going to be detrimental to you and your team. Using this allows you to peek around objects and corners to scope out and make sure you're safe, and doing this can even lead to a few kills. Tip number 7 is about using that sweet cover. Majority of the objects like boxes, railings, and all those other things can be used as cover when you're crouched and they fully cover you. Use this to your advantage when you're holding down a position or when you're in a gunfight, because it's only going to increase your chances of getting a kill and saving your team from losing a life. Up next is tip number 8, and this is going to be using the hip firing function in the game. I see a lot, and I mean a lot, of new players doing each and every engagement while aiming down sights, which obviously slows down your speed. Now, while this is great for long range fights, it usually doesn't end so well when you ADS in close range ones. Firing from the hip, or simply putting it, just firing without aiming down sights, can really help you in closer range engagements. Moving on to tip number 9, and that's all about the ping system within the game. Rogue Company has a slew of different pings, ranging from simpler ones like letting your team know there's an enemy in a certain position, to more complex ones like telling your team to hold a position or group up. These are amazing ways to communicate with teammates, especially if you're not grouped up or don't have a mic in game chat. Finally, tip number 10 is to be aware of your surroundings, and to be more specific, the noise. This game gives the player a ton of noise cues like footsteps, the sound of gadgets being used, the sound of abilities being used, and much more, and you need to take advantage of these. Being able to be completely quiet and having the ability to hear an enemy run around the corner mindlessly gives you the advantage to get the first shots on them, and if you don't have the ability to kill them, you can at least put a ping down and pinpoint their location for your teammates to use so they know where the enemy is. An honorable mention, since a top 11 title sounds pretty disgusting and no one does that, is actually having a backup rogue, because who knows, your favorite rogue might be also your teammate's favorite rogue. And then if you are honestly new and you really need some help with this game, I actually have an entire playlist full of tips and tricks. So you want to go to my channel, go to my playlist tab and check that out. That is everything. If you did enjoy this video or found it useful, be sure to help me out by leaving a like rating, hitting that subscribe button for daily Rogue Company content, and commenting down below what date you started playing Rogue Company. Thank you for watching my video, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in the next one.